Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happy, healthy and peaceful life. Based upon 108 mantras to awaken your soul. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita. My questions and God's answers. Today's series number 90. Know the signs of divine person and how to become a divine person or how to progress on that path. Pranam to Guruji, Hariharji Maharaj for his blessings and guidance. I am Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. And with Guruji's blessing, with Bhagwan Krishnaji's blessing, whatever you see on this page, all are bestsellers on Amazon One. And the message wherever is possible. Through our Zoom program, through visiting personally, personal coaching, and wherever God's message comes, wherever the need is there, with his blessing and his connection. So thank you, Guruji, for coming in my life and in all of our lives. Today is series number 90. We are starting a new chapter, 16, and we will be covering verse 1, 2, and 3. And under that, what are divine and demonic qualities? What are vices and what are virtues? What are the hallmarks, the sign of divine person? How to become, how to develop the divinity, the divine qualities, and become a divine person. In other words, better and better human being. The benefits, what we get the benefit out of it. How to practice it. And homework. And our sankalpa, I am divine. With meditation and question and answers. So again, welcome everybody for joining. Let's all pray together. Like Arjuna did to Lord Krishna when he was confused, disheartened, in Vishad, worried, fearful, and he said, Na jotatseti Govindam, I will not perform my duty. And with guidance of Shri Krishna Bhagwanji, when he was blessed, he was transformed, and finally he said, Karshe vachanam tav, I do as you advise. So let's all pray together, very humbly, and surrender to supreme power. Karpanye dosho prahat svabhavaha paschami tvam dharma sammud cheta yachasai syani nishchitam bruyatan me shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapanyam shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapanyam. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure, and my mind is confused about my duty, my dharma. I am requesting you to tell me what is definitely right for me, not what am I asking. What is definitely right for me? I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Please instruct me. So as Arjuna went on that blissful journey and transformed himself with help of Shri Krishna Bhagwan in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So let's all embark on that journey. With Lord Krishna's blessings. Lord Krishna give Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, which is a step-by-step spiritual instruction manual to live righteously. It guides us to know the difference between virtues and vices, divine qualities and demon qualities, and how these set the direction of our destiny and help us to attain the supreme goal of life, which is eternal happiness, peace, oneness, Paramdham, self-realization, many names for it. Ultimately, it is Satchit Ananda. And not only that, we attain moksha when we die, but while living in this material world, which is called Maya, we can also go beyond that. And these quotes are put together. This is all summary has been put together by Swamiji's many quotes together. So with that blissful journey to higher self, reaching to our highest conscious level, through building our character, because this chapter is mainly to build our character, how to make us better and better human being. So out of 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna blessed Arjuna with 574. Taught him how to perform his action, do karma yoga, make him understand what to do and what not to do, what is right and what is wrong. But do it with love and compassion, and whatever you do it for the benefit of all, with love, caring, sharing. And now we are on chapter starting from 13 to 18, which is a Jnana Yoga. We covered already 13, 14, understanding who is the creator, and what is this creation? Where do we stand in this creation? And why do we exist? Why this whole Mother Nature exists? Because we are the byproduct of gunas, triguni maya, and how to go beyond where we are learning, and what are the barriers which stop us to go beyond. And this is where the chapter 16 comes. Dev Asura Sampad Vibhag Yoga. So by learning all this, we will reach to the essence of the Satchit Anand by removing all of these ignorance layers, just like onion. So before we get to chapter, actually, let's start on chapter 16. Deva Sur Sampada Vibhag Yoga. which is the union with God, self-realization, who am I, through the path of knowing the difference between divine and demonic qualities. And through that, that's why it is called Bhagavad Gita is a character builder. So by knowing the difference between the devil qualities and divine qualities and how to go beyond it, in other words, by doing that, we do self-purification, self-transformation. This is a beautiful journey of it. And realize, who am I? Satchit Anand. So we learned in the previous chapter 15, where Bhagwanji said, Yo mamev sammudo janati purushottama sasarva vidbhajati mam sarvbhaven bharat. So sarva vidbhajati. In other words, Arjuna, the wise one who truly understands me as the supreme being, Satchit Ananda. Know all and worship me wholeheartedly. And then, of course, they go beyond this Maya. And that was the most secret science of transcendental knowledge, which he says, this is my most secret knowledge. But the question is here, he says, who truly understand me as the supreme being? Who is that person? That person who is divine. And how he becomes divine? By developing these divine qualities. So what are these divine qualities? These are the three verses together. And it starts with Abhyam. It says, Abhyam sarva, Abhyam satya samsudhir jnana yog vyavasthita. Dhanam dhamasya yagacya swadhyayastap arjuvam. Ahimsa satyam krodasya tyaga shantir peshunam. Dhaya bhuteshva loluptvam mardvam hirchaplam. So here it explains, I put two words together on this page, and here each word explains. Abhyam, fearlessness. We have covered this subject previously on the fear, but there are all these qualities which Bhagwanji is talking about here. Actually, we can take one whole session for that, and we have actually taken especially the fearless one, how to go from fear to fearless. So, but in summary, here is Abhyam, fearlessness. If we think about from the scientific point of view, medical point of view, whenever one is in fear, the body releases cortisol and many other enzymes and chemicals in the body, which make us, like if we freeze, we can't think properly. We can't many times speak. We are speechless. Our body starts shivering. These are all the physical symptoms. And what it goes to the emotions as our mind is totally blocked. So that's why it is so important to be fearless. Anytime we become fearless, we can work to our full potential. But with fear, our body is jammed. We can't do anything much because it's all the brakes on the body, like in the car. You put all the brakes, it cannot move. Our body cannot move in any direction. We cannot think, we just blank out. That's why it is put the very first quality we should develop These are the hallmarks of divine people, and those people are fearless. And this is what we need to develop in order for us to perform and be more on the path of spirituality. If we are fearful, we cannot progress much. So we must develop the virtue of fearlessness. And then it's a sattva. Sattvams, samshuddhir. Two things come together. Here is sabda. We have learned previously that we should be very calm. But at the same time, sattva, until now we have been learning, and previously we learned that we are made with three qualities: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Here, the people who go beyond this bhu loka, like saints, seers, sannyasis, they live in the life of sattva. They develop the sattvic nature. Their lifestyle is sattvic, which we have discussed previously. But in summary, they live in goodness and the purity of mind. So their mind is not filled with fear, ignorance. So they can adopt more wisdom. That's why it says Gyan Yog Vyavasthita. They are committed. Not only their mind is filled with Gyan, but they are committed to attain the wisdom by studying. Here it's a Swadhyaya Abhyasana, by studying of the scriptures, also focusing on ourselves, not blaming others. So self-study, that's why it is called Swadhyaya Abhyasana, means study of yourself, not focusing on others. That what other people did or what other people supposed to do. No, what I need to develop, what I need to do. And then dhanam, the charity. It will come also in next session, that where we should give our charity. Who qualify to get the charity? So that is called the Sattvic charity. Giving the donation at proper places where actually needed. Also Dhamma. We should have a control of our senses, which we have learned many times, that these senses are the one which cause a lot of problems. We see bad, we hear bad, we think negatively, and due to that, we many times do things which are not appropriate. We go to inappropriate places. So once our senses are under control and we are not infected by the object of senses, like when we see something to eat and without thinking, we just eat, etc. So that's why the control of senses is very, very important. Yajna, sacrifice. Here, yajna does have two meanings. One, the yajna, which we do many times. But there is a beautiful verse for the yajna, which now implies there. So, Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havir, Brahma Agnayo, Brahma Hutam, Brahma Viten Ganantam, Brahma Viten Samadhanam. So whatever we offer, that should be like swaha, like offering to the supreme power, God. So along with doing the yajnas, but every moment of our life is doing yajna. So we should have the feeling of tyaga, sacrifice. And there it says tapa. All these are tapas. Austerity. Then it says arjavam. We should be very straightforward, and arjavam also means firmness. We should have a firm commitment of our supreme goal, that we have the goal of life to attain our true being, know ourselves, experience who we are, Satchit Anand. Therefore it says, again I will repeat, Abhyam Satyam Suddhir Jnana Yog Vyavasthiti Dhanam Dhanasya Yagasya Swadhyaya Tap Arjuna. So this is basically these are the 9 qualities which are explained in verse 1. In verse 2, there are 11 qualities have explained, where it says, ahimsa, satyam, krodasya tyaga, shantir peshunam, daya bhuteshu lolutvam, mardvam, hir chaplam. Again, here, other one, which now comes, ahimsa, non-violence, through thoughts, through action, through speech, because sometimes we know that we don't do violence or we don't kill others or don't abuse others, but sometimes we start thinking negatively. So that is also called violence. And because whatever we think, those vibrations go in the environment and those vibrations go to other people as well. So we should practice ahimsa through our thoughts, through our action, and through our speech. That's the message. And these are the hallmarks of divine people. They do all the practices. And then Satyam, we should be very truthful. And these divine people are truthful. They don't play games. They don't tell you what you're supposed to hear. They tell you exactly what's the truth. And they tell you exactly not only the truth, but how to tell you the truth. So they know the skills of speaking, communications. And that's what we need to develop. Akrodha, tyaga. So they do not get very emotional and very angry. They are very calm people. And we have all experienced. Certain people are more calm. And you can see overall they are more giving, loving, caring, not holding the grudges against other people. So they live in the life of peace. And tyaga, they're not living in the egoism that I am the one who does everything. They tyag, they know the supreme power, Vasudev Sarvamiti. Supreme power is the doer. And here it says the very important one, apeshunam, shantir apeshunam. They are in peace. Why they are in peace? They practice all this. They have all these characteristics, but one of the major character which we have to all learn from it and practice it, not blaming others, not finding the fault in others. Many times we even talk about Bhagavad Gita, and when we're talking about it, all of a sudden somebody will say, oh, but the people don't do that. Other people don't do that. And this is a reminder to us. Do not focus on other people, what other people do. Focus on yourself, Swadhyaya Abhyasnam, and then practice all these virtues. That's how we can get into the peace. And then it says Daya, compassion of all creatures. So we should be kind to everybody. So here is one story, beautiful story about this. See, you see the word Daya, it has the word Da. Dama, Da, Danam, Da. 3 words are repeated here. And there is a story behind it, that at one time, 3 people, they were sitting in an ashram. They asked Swamiji, give us some wisdom. Give us some blessings so we can improve our life and we can help the society better, help others better. And we are more become a spiritual people. And then Swamiji just said only one word, Da. All 3 interpreted the Dharma differently. Because out of these three people, one was really big, rich man, Sethji. So he understood that Swamiji is telling him to go and give more donation, dana, to help. So this is how you can help others, by giving the donations. Because he was very conjuice guy and very meager guy. So he said, okay, so he knew that he was very conjuice, very meager. So so he says, okay, Swamiji is telling me to give more donations. Then one person was very, very get excited all the time and controlled by his mind and his senses and all that. So he took it as a dhamma. He said, okay, Swamiji is telling me that I should control my senses. The third person, he was kind of very abrupt, ruthless. So he knew that. So he says, Swamiji is telling me to do more daya, more kindness, be more merciful on others. So all these three people out of that took this message very differently. Similarly, when we hear something, we get the message, how we interpret it. But if we are really truthful to ourselves, then we can get the correct message, no matter what others tell us, because so these people were asking, the key here is self-improvement. All these three wanted to do the seva and wanted to do the self-improvement. So this is how they interpret it. So in other words, the meaning of same word could be different to all of us. But the point here is that we must focus on ourselves. And then here it says mardwan. We should be gentle, modesty, achaplam, absence of mind fickleness. So all these qualities must be practiced. And the next verse, it says, Teja shama dhrati, shocham droho nati manita, bhavanti sampadam devim vijayas. So courage, Teja, courage, forgiveness, fortitude, purity, absence of maliciousness, absence of arrogancy. All these here 6 qualities. And the previous, so total 26 qualities. These are the divine qualities, and these are the virtues, the hallmarks of divine people. So if all these qualities need to be developed, Teja, they get the brilliance. Forgiveness, Shama is forgiveness. They have patience. They have courage. They are more pure. Cleansingness. Cleansingness doesn't matter just the physical cleansingness and taking showers and cleaning our homes and all that. Cleansingness of our mind, our thoughts. And then adroha. They do not hate anybody. No, adveshta. We learned previously. Nati manita. Absence of arrogancy. In other words, they are not just me, and mine. Like Guruji always says, go beyond I-ness and minus. So this is, it's repeated. Actually, if you look, go back to the sessions, these qualities have been repeated in chapter 12. There were said 39 qualities, how to become the most beloved of Lord, and other ones, how to become karma yogi, how to become tattva jnani, etc. All these qualities are repeated in a different context. But developing divine qualities is the prerequisite to attain the supreme goal of life. And this is a path to become the divine person better and better and better. Then we can understand that. But here is the message. See, there are so many of them. I put it all together here. Then it's very, very difficult. We do one, we are calm, then other time we are not calm. Sometimes we forgive, sometimes we don't forgive. So Here are the guidance. Because Lord Krishna also said previously, even if you practice one, the others one will follow. If we, whole message here is, I put it here just to remind ourselves, Adat buri sudhar lo ho gaya bhajan. So all these vices qualities, which we will talk about in the next session also, the anger, just the opposite of all these qualities are basically the vices. When we get angry, when we have more desires, more I-ness, minus, etc. All these are opposite of divine qualities. So how to develop that? Because we all have those. Periodically, they pop up. All of a sudden, I feel angry, I feel upset. So we still have that because we are in the human body, and the human body is a byproduct of Triguni Maya, Tamsik, Raisik, Sattvic. And these are all the qualities in that one. And now we are talking about more Sattvic qualities. So these are the Sattvic qualities which we have all previously discussed also. But how can we develop? How do we know the difference between virtues and vices? As I said, opposite of all these are vices. These are all the virtues, divine qualities. But if we take only one, here you say, take what you need. You just make a list of it. This is my favorite one. If I want to develop more calmness, then just take focus on the calmness. And how we can focus this one? Here is the comes like a mantra. Om calmness, Om forgiveness. This is how. So mantra is not just the Om mantra, or mantra is just you put the Om. Om is a catalyst. But anything we want to improve upon it, we can put it, we can make our own mantras. So we can make our own mantras of these divine qualities. Like Om non-violence, Om anger-free, forgiveness, whatever we want. If we just even repeat those, we actually become. That's where it says, fake it until you make it. So just, that's why the affirmations are also very important, to just remind ourselves that we are truly who we are. And by practicing divine qualities, we become a divine person. Experience eternal happiness, love, peace, anandam. So divine qualities, Devi Sampad Vimokshaya, Devi Sampad, they take us to liberation, moksha. That's why it is very, very important to develop these. And then evil qualities, vices, bad qualities, they take us to this continuously, this birth and death. And not only birth and death, we actually live in misery, because when we do anger or upsetness and uncalmness and all that, it gives us so much disturbance and anxiety to us. And then we are in misery anyhow. We cannot sleep at night. We develop all kinds of diseases. So that's why those qualities need to be transformed. And how we do it? Again, our spiritual planner is right here. In the morning, set the trend of the day. And here it says, I put it on the top, spiritual practices are prerequisite to remove ignorance, do self-purification, self-transformation, and self-realization. We are on that path. So that's why spiritual practices, all these, I consider them a spiritual practice, like in reciting the mantras or reading our messages from scriptures, taking care of our physical body, and our working with pranayam, meditations. And then here it says, contemplate and practice one message each day. This is where I'm talking about the one message here. Take one message here. And maybe each day, each week, each month, whatever it is, but continue to focus on and focus on transforming that divine quality and getting to the divine quality, developing that divine quality. And then evaluate our day. and then pray to Supreme Power for his blessing, and then surrender. Sarv dharman paritajyam. So just surrender to Supreme Power, and the Supreme Power says, Mamekam Sharanam Braj, come to me, and promises, Aham Tvam Sarpapebhyo, Moksha Shami Mashucha. You put your best efforts with best intentions. Rest, leave it up to me. I will take care of. In other words, you will go beyond miseries and pains. So our homework is again, be aware and remind yourself. We should all remind ourselves, do I have my supreme goal of self-realization or not? We continue to do the self-inquiry, because the inquiry, self-inquiry is the only path of self-improvement. Because when we do the self-inquiry, then we accept it. Like that three people to Swamiji, they wanted to do the self-improvement, and that's where they did the inquirer. Ask Swamiji, did the inquiry, and also we can do the self-inquiry ourselves if we don't have external help. Then we will get the answers. And here, am I aware of my virtues and vices? Be honest about it. Make a list of the own vices, what we need to develop and transform. And what virtues do I need to develop right here? Spiritual practices, mindfulness, meditation. And then, do I witness? Become a sakshi. Observe yourself. Don't wait for other people to observe you. You observe yourself. Become your own observer. And then the choice is here. Divine qualities take us to liberation, but the vices will take us to bondage, unhappiness. So here we want to be. So our sankalpa today is, I develop divine qualities. I am divine. But sometimes we forget. So I continue to develop divine qualities, because I know the now difference between virtues and vices, which will take me to eternal happiness, which will help me to more healthy, more peaceful. So I will focus on that. But I also know, because in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwanji says that it is not a quick fix. But he also says, but make sure to you take a sankalpa, because sankalpa bhavan tamas tattva sarvan shashat. So all this, our sankalpa is not for the kamnas, but it is for self-improvement. Therefore it says, manse indriya gramam vinyam samantata, means completely devote, have mindfulness on your sankalpa, and then little by little, shanai shanai, when you are just totally living in that mindfulness, shanai shanai, you will see this transformation just like a tree with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Your seed ignorance will disappear, and the seed of good qualities will continue to grow, 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 and you will feel the love, peace, and ananda. But have a patience. So thank you very much for joining the session. And experiencing Satchit Ananda by knowing the virtues and the difference from vices, and attaining the supreme power. Satchit Ananda.